Hey everybody, it's Amanda with Tap Mama and the Bake Brigade. Welcome back to the channel. Today is day 2 of Vlogtember. I know I'm mangling that, but I don't care. We are vlogging for September. So we are going to talk about what I'm doing from day to day. And hopefully y'all won't get too bored. Maybe we'll bring some new people on to the channel. Lord knows I need the subscriptions. So tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your dog, everybody needs to subscribe to this channel. I need the subscriptions because I need to get to 1,000 so I can get monetized. I got the watch hours. I got all, but I need the subscriptions to get monetized. Everything else is fine. I got the watch hours, but I need the subscriptions. So if you like my content, please hit the thumbs up. And if you want to be notified when I drop my videos, please hit the little bell notification and subscribe, because guess what? It's free. So anyway, so today John and I went to mail some packages. John being my youngest son, John, all 6'2" of him. He's 23. He is mildly autistic, and what they call high functioning autistic, for those of you that might be new. John is with me all the time, and he's basically my physical caregiver, and I'm his mental caregiver. And so I do all the mental stuff, he does the physical stuff. So we went and we mailed a package for my yarn swap. We mailed Mama Sue's shawl and a little stuffed animal for her fur baby. And we mailed a package to Alana Hawkins, who is one of my subscribers that I'm helping out. That if you've been in my live streams, you would understand why. But I'm not going to elaborate too much because I don't want to get a slew of people emailing me asking me for yarn, because I can't give everybody yarn. So I just, this was a one-shot helping out somebody that's in a bad situation. Lana is terminally ill with cancer. She's also in temporary housing and homeless. And so we discovered through chatting with her in her live that she had no yarn, no crochet things, due to circumstances out of her control. She no longer had any yarn or anything that she could crochet or knit with. And so a few of us got together to send her some things. So that's what we did. And my box is on its way to her now, her P.O. box now. And I got to email her tracking number. And then Cheryl, who helped me with a bunch of cotton for the Oh It's So Hot giveaway back in July. She and I are doing another yarn swap. So be on the lookout for a video when I go through that beautiful box of yummy yarn goodness when I get that in next week. And I sent her box off to her of things that I felt like, she would love more than me, and things that I may not, yarn that I didn't think I would get to, that she would, better benefit from having. And not that I loved it any less, just that, I thought that maybe she would get to it quicker than I would, and she would love it. And she has some things that she feels the same, that she felt like I would love, and I would get to it before her. So it's that kind of swap. She knows how I feel about Premiere. I know how she feels about some other things. So anyway, that's how we went there. So just a little tip. If you need to skimp on the postage, tell them you're mailing books. You didn't hear this from me? Well, I heard it from a postal worker when I was mailing a pattern book a few months ago. And I told her what I was mailing, and she said, oh, this gets cheaper price because it's media. And I looked at her and I said, really? And she said, yeah. She said, anytime you're mailing something and and you need it to be cheaper. She says, just tell them it's media, it's books. And she winked at me. And I was like, oh, really? So today I mailed 2 boxes of books. And a shawl and a stuffed animal. Wink, wink. Because if I hadn't, they would have been $40 a piece. Yeah. And Amanda's on a budget. Not a shipping, that was not in the shipping budget. That was not in the shipping budget. $80 on top of $13 was not in the shipping budget. So, wink, wink, I sent them some books. Anyway, so, hey, it's for the greater good, right? So just to let y'all know, you know, that little tip that I was given, but you know, I don't do it all the time. Just when I know that it's going far, and they were sizable boxes. So if it had been a smaller box, I wouldn't have done that. But they were good sized boxes, and they had a little heft to them. So I was like, let me fudge this. Let me save some money here. Because when I sent the winning boxes, the boxes to the winners of my last giveaway, I didn't do that. I you know, I was honest when I sent those, and paid, you know, full price for those, because it wasn't that bad. But these were, for some reason, the shape of these boxes, and these boxes were going way up north, and so they were a bit high. So I've got to find better shape boxes. These were cheap boxes. They were only $1 a piece, the boxes themselves. I had to buy boxes because I didn't have any I could repurpose. So I had to just go to Walmart and buy boxes. And the only boxes I could find that would fit everything I was sending were bigger boxes. And so, you know, girls got to do what girls got to do. You know what I mean? So the plan was to go mail our boxes and then go to Cane's Chicken Fingers. I don't know if y'all have a Raising Cane's where y'all are, but there's this place that has these fantastic chicken fingers, and they have what's known as cane sauce with these chicken fingers, which is like a souped up ranch dip, and it's like crack. It's like fat people crack is what it is, because it's really delicious. But when Johnny and I drove down there, the line through the drive-through was wrapped around the building. So we were both very, very hungry, and we were not going to wait. So I told Johnny, I said, well, there's another one of those on Uri. And so he said, can we drive over there and see? And I said, sure. And so we drove all the way over to Uri Drive, which is about 3 miles or so from where we were. So we drove down to Uri, same situation, because it was lunchtime. And so the line was all the way wrapped around, and I was like, you know what? We had a situation happen with a light bill where we didn't have to pay a light bill this month because the good Lord intervened. And I had like a big deposit on file with the light company, and so they took this month's light bill out of that bill and then just kept what the difference was for our deposit. And so that left me a little wiggle room this month. Not a lot, because the cable company decided to hit me with a bigger bill, and then a few other things came in that kind of made up the difference of what I would have had to pay. But so I didn't get a lot of wiggle room, because other things came in that, you know, came in higher than normal. So I had a little wiggle room. So I took the boy to Longhorn Steakhouse. I said all that to say this. So I've been kind of craving steak anyway. So we went and had us Longhorn Steakhouse. And we didn't buy like the biggest expensive steak. We bought the smallest steak that we could buy. But we did get us those, I guess, they're not onion rings, but they're they're onion petals. And that's in the description too. They're I forget the description, what they call them, but they're little fried, deep fried onion, pieces of onion, and then they have their little spicy dipping sauce too. And then of course they bring out the fresh bread. And then I had some broccoli and a little bitty piece of steak. And a little bitty steak, which I like mine medium rare. I got Johnny's just medium, just regular medium. And but I knew my steak would be tiny, so I ate quite a bit of bread. But now that I'm full, I'm very full, and very happy that we splurged on, we won't be eating out anymore, or probably any fast food for the rest of the month. That kind of blew that budget out of the water. Yeah. But it was worth it because Johnny deserves to eat steak because he's amazing. And he's just an amazing young man, and he does an awful lot for me. And if I asked him, he does it, including cleaning up the tore up bag of trash that the dogs tore up while we were gone. Me in the lab found a little piece of a little banana peel that I left in a bag. I had this little grocery bag that I put little trash in that I hang on the side of my cart in the living room. And I guess it didn't matter that he had a full bowl of food in the kitchen, because he found what little bit of food item, scrap of something was in that bag that he thought he wanted. And so he tore up the whole bag all over the living room while we were gone, those couple hours. But anyway, that's a Labrador for you. Nancy, she's got yarn. She can attest to that. You leave any little scrap of food in anything they can get to, and they'll tear into it. That's just how they are. Theodore will leave it. He will leave it. I don't know what it is about him that he's so behaved like that, but he will leave it. But Axel, on the other hand, my lab, my almost 90-pound lab, yeah, he will slap into it. And he does. So I didn't even think about that little bag of miscellaneous trash hanging off the side of my little cart. I didn't even think about it, because I was just trying to keep things off the floor. Anyway, so let me show y'all my progress since yesterday on the Ogo Halo blanket that I started. Well, you know, I'm a crocheting fool when I get in front of my TV. But this is what we got so far on the granny square blanket. I'm about ready to clip off and start on the dark part of this other one. Let me go ahead and pull this off so y'all can see. Because what I'm doing is I'm starting on this dark part right here, right there, and I'm going just into, let me pull this one off too, because I'm going to be using it anyway. And I'm going to go to about here, about right there on both of them, probably till about right there. And then I'm going to stop. And then I'll come back, and you know, I may end up balling them both up like that. I don't know. I may end up balling it up just to make sure. But let me show you where I'm at with this ball down here, with this one down here. And so far, no knots. But see, I'm getting close to that right there. And it's almost like a roving yarn. I don't know any other way to put it, but it seems to kind of go from thick to thin a bit. But the closer I get to the lighter color, the thicker it kind of gets. It's very strange to me. But it's definitely not a 5 weight. Not anywhere close to that. For those of y'all that are wondering. Not anywhere close. You could probably use a 5mm hook with this. I'm using a 5.5mm hook. But the fuzz is for real, let me tell you. It's definitely not anything like a latte cake. Nothing like a latte cake. If you have used latte cakes are very silky. And I mean smoothie, silky. This is just straight fuzz. Just furry, furry, furry. Like a teddy bear furry. But not in a bad way. I mean, I'm good with it. I like it, or I wouldn't still be using it. I wouldn't have plans to keep using it. But it's very, 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 very furry. And it's, I mean, if you've used crystal cakes, they're very furry, but in a different way. This is like no other yarn that I've used. I'm still new to the yarn game and crochet game. I mean, there's even a flurry in the air already. Just from me messing with it, there's a flurry in the air. I was trying to make another one fly in the air, but no, it's not going to happen. It happened spontaneously. It's not going to happen again. But anyway, but yeah, it's very furry and very light. I mean, and the only thing I could tell you it feels like, because I have some alpaca yarn, some baby alpaca yarn that someone gifted me. And that's what it feels like to me. It feels very similar to baby alpaca. And without the allergy, or without the, because that made my nose itch a little bit. I mean, I'm not allergic to it, or at least I don't think I am. But it did make my nose itch just a little bit. But this, nothing. But that's the only thing I have to compare it to, is that baby alpaca. When you work it up, that's what it feels like to me. That's the softness I get. Now, I can only give you my opinion. I'm not calling anybody out. If anybody felt called out, that's not what I was doing. I was strictly, expressing my opinion and going by what I'd heard, in other videos. I don't call people out. That's not who I am. I love everybody, especially Sandy from Crochet Canada. I absolutely adore her. She is so beautiful and so kind and sweet. I would never in a million years call her out, just to let her know that's not who I am. I was merely saying that was her opinion. I didn't say her name. That was her opinion. My opinion just differed. I thought it was soft from the jump. I did, Now, when I released it and unclipped it, did it get softer? Not in my opinion. It was still soft. But she's felt a lot more different yarns than I have. A lot more different yarns than I have. So she's got a lot more crochet experience than I have. A lot. So I'm sure in her years of experience, way more than mine, then she has felt a lot softer yarn than this. So I'm sure that's what she was drawing from when she made her statement versus my list, right at 6 months experience. 7 months experience crocheting and about 2 years experience yarn collecting. So, you can't really compare my experience to hers, because she is definitely way up here and I'm way down here. So, of course, she's going to have a more educated opinion than mine. So, please. There was no calling out. I love her dearly. But just wanted to make sure she knew that. But this is where I'm going to stop. Right here is where I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to clip off and attach right at the beginning of this one and work around and do the same thing. And then when I get to the same spot on this new one, then I'll reattach and work all the white, and then reattach and work all the white, and then I'll switch colors and work on the turquoise next and work it in the same manner, except for really not exactly in the same manner, because I really plan on working like the turquoise, like several rows, and then a white row to represent the caps of the waves, and then several rows, and then a white row, and go like that until I run out of the turquoise, and then I'll switch to the blue and work it in the same way, and work it blue, several rows, and then a light colored row, until I run out. That's the plan anyway. So, but so far I'm enjoying this. That somehow, I mean, I don't know how it happened, but somehow, normally when I do my granny squares, I did this differently, and I don't know how I did it, but it's working out okay. So it's different than I'm used to, but it's working out okay. So normally I do like a get from corner to corner, get from round to round, and then do the slip stitch to join, and then slip stitch to get to my corner, and then go again. But somehow, and I don't know how it happened, but you can't really tell. It doesn't look any different, but somehow I managed to bypass that. And now I'm just going around and around and around and around. And I don't know how I did it, but it's working out okay. So I'm just gonna go with it and not second guess myself, because I don't know how I did it. But it seems to look okay, and even if it don't, the fuzz covers it up. Besides, it's for myself, so no one else is gonna care about a boo-boo that is my stuff anyway. But like I said, even if you make mistakes, the fuzz kind of covers it up. But I'm curious as to how this is going to wash up when I put it in the washer. I'm wondering how that's going to work out, because when I washed Mama's blanket, I dried it just a little too long, and it kind of stuck to get all the latte cake kind of stuck together a little bit. It didn't do that when I washed latte cake stuff before, but when I did her blanket, it kind of stuck together a little bit. I'm thinking that it probably will loosen up and be more free later, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out, because I wash all my items after I'm done, and I put them in the dryer. I didn't dry her blanket that long, or on that hot a setting, but it still did weird things. I don't know. It didn't hurt it. It just made it look strange. To me, it made it look strange. But she's very happy with it. So that's all that matters. Anyway, so now I'm going to go sit in front of the TV and work on this and watch the new Lord of the Rings type show that they have on Prime, and with John, with Johnny, because we've been waiting for it to come on, and now it's on, and we're excited. And that's what we're going to do the rest of the evening until we get hungry again, and then we'll find us a sandwich. I don't know if I'm going to be hungry for a while, though. I'm full. Between the bread, the onion, and this little bit of steak and broccoli. The broccoli's so good. Oh, their broccoli is so perfect. It's steamed to perfection. It's really good. I don't know what they do with it, but it's really good. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good day. I reckon this is way longer than I meant for it to be, but just so y'all know, I love y'all. So does Jesus. And please adopt your next fur baby from the rescue or the animal shelter. So adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting for you at the shelter. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.